Before you watch this video, promise me you are going to like, you are going to share, you are going to comment, and please, please subscribe. Welcome back, guys. This is Footy Up, where amazing football stories that shaped the game are being told for your knowledge, for my knowledge. Now, everyone seems to think the transfer window started existing immediately football came into play. No, it wasn't always like that. For a fact, the modern transfer window only started in the 2002-2003 season. Before that time, football was free. You could sign players anytime, any day, in the moment you wanted to sign players. It caused chaos. There was no organization. Clubs with more money began to bully clubs with smaller financial capability. Imagine that you wanted to play a Champions League final. Just 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 imagine as PSG wanted to play a Champions League final, and a week before that final, boom, Real Madrid comes. I want to sign Vitinha. And once they have the money, and if Vitinha is ready to leave, whatever price PSG calls for Real Madrid, as long as Real Madrid could afford to pay it at that point in time in the season, they could sign the player. Now there was trouble, there was chaos, there was imbalance. The football was in turmoil. A lot of things happened that shifted the balance of the game. It stopped football from being competitive to something that was in array. Teams can do whatever they wanted. They can poach players. Even clubs sign players without the players knowing themselves. Before 2002, clubs could do anything they wanted. If any club noticed they were struggling mid-season or any point in the season, they could go straight to their rival and take their best player and sign them. Clubs did it to the extent that their rival, whenever they see that this player is the one disturbing us, this player is the best player of our rival. Imagine if Man U was pursuing the league, and Man U saw that there was a player in Arsenal that if they take that player out of Arsenal, Arsenal's chances of being competitive with them would reduce. Man U could go on ahead to sign that player, and there was nothing Arsenal would do because there was no restriction, there was nothing. All Man U had to do was make the player agree to move and agree a fee with Arsenal. Football was that in chaos. Football was that imbalanced. So FIFA and UEFA had to step in. Now, what did they do? This is what they did. FIFA and UEFA had to step in because they believe football needed structure. Football clubs needed to plan ahead. Football clubs needed to plan properly, not just engage in mid-season short-term solutions and disrupt the competitive spirit for the sport. Now, what did they do? It was then FIFA and UEFA put in place two windows. One summer window before the season started and another short winter window during the season. This allowed clubs to plan ahead. This is what birthed the rumors, the the amounts of money pouring a player, the months of talking to the agents, the months of planning. This is what even led to clubs like investing in sporting directors, technical directors, because clubs knew that now that there was a window, there was more time for them to plan ahead. They knew that just one person cannot do the jobs again. They needed structures. They needed people that really knew about negotiations. So to further buttress my point on how chaotic the football transfer was before 2002, 2003, here are some notable deals that happened during that era. Eric Cantona, that was Leeds star player. The previous season, the 1991-1992 season, Leeds were a strong contender. They had this, in fact, they won the league. The year that was supposed to be that title defense season, they were struggling. Man U went in November, signed him. Another one was Andeko. Andeko's own was even worse because Newcastle were contending for the league with Manchester United. Newcastle was actually second on the log, while Manchester United was first. The previous season, Andy Cole scored 35 Premier League goals, which makes him their star striker. Man U went in and signed Andy Cole mid-season. Newcastle couldn't win the league. Man U eventually won the league. Even Andy Cole didn't know about that deal till it happened. Here's another one. Gabriel Batistuta moved mid-season twice in the 90s in Italy. As in, this guy actually changed clubs twice in one season. Crazy, right? Another one. There was one time when Rivaldo was in Barcelona. Barcelona constantly begged him. Like they were literally begging Rivaldo not to move mid-season because there was no any law that stopped him from moving. If he wanted to move, he could move anytime in that season. So now, if they ask you, did transfer window started existing with football? No. Now you know everything started in 2002 2003 season. Every careful negotiation, every planning, every scouting, every sporting director, technical director. In fact, we would have we would have no Fabrizio Romano without the transfer window because everything would be random. I hope you've learned something. Thank you very much. See you next time.